I'm going to say the unspoken truth here, okay? There's not a lot of strong women in Canadian politics. There really isn't. It's not a sexist thing. It's just factual. Let's take a look at the NDP. Try and name a strong female politician. It ain't there. Try and name a strong female Liberal MP. Chrystia Freeland? I don't think so. Look at her. She's on a sticker dressed as a witch on a broom, for crying out loud. By the way, this 20% off sticker bundle is linked down in the description or the pinned comment below. The Liberals and the NDP just don't have them. There's a couple in the bloc. There's a couple strong female politicians in Bloc Québécois, but they all seem to be in the Conservative Party. And even the strong female politicians in the bloc, I might just be getting them confused for the French Conservative women, members of Parliament within the Conservative Party. So yeah, we're going to take a look at some strong females who are absolutely shitting and destroying on the Liberal cabinet here from the Conservative side. It's amazing, right? You got Melissa Lantsman, who is phenomenal. You also have Rachel Thomas. You haven't seen her in a while because I think she either is about to have a kid or has had her kid. Raquel Dancho, she's awesome. People love her. Okay, so we're going to take a look at what the girls bring to the table here. But before we get into it, I want to encourage y'all to smash the like button and subscribe. We're on route to 100,000 subscribers here on House of Canada, and we can't do that without you guys participating by smashing the like button, turning the post notifications on so you can actually be notified of upcoming videos, and making sure that you're subscribed, folks. So sit back, relax, and enjoy this video. It's not much of Pierre Trudeau, but there's a lot of Trudeau bashing, which is what we all signed up for. So here you go. Enjoy the clip.
Have done. Unfortunately, after 8 years of this government, the number of sexual assault cases in this country has skyrocketed by 72%. 72. That's a very large number. That is many women and girls who are affected. And what makes this even worse is that so many of these crimes are committed by individuals who are out on bail who shouldn't be. And the reason they are is because of this government's soft on crime policies. The Liberals are putting women in danger. It is this government's decision to do that. So when will this Prime Minister take it seriously and do something to protect
Your Honourable Parliamentary Secretary to the Minister for Public Safety.
Mr. Speaker, the issues around sexual violence and violence in general towards women is something we take incredibly seriously, including the fact that we supported legislation, nonpartisan legislation, to have proper training for judges, something unfortunately Conservative senators blocked, but we persevered to ensure that women go through the criminal justice process respecting the violence that has happened and the underreporting that happens in this country. We are going to continue to do everything possible to make sure women are safe in this country.
The honourable member from Peterborough-Kawartha.
After 8 years of this Liberal NDP government, chaos and crime is at epidemic levels. Just weeks ago, a mom of 3 was murdered in Calgary in front of an elementary school in a targeted domestic killing. Her offender had previous charges, multiple active warrants, and a no-contact order. She did everything that was asked of her, and she was still murdered in broad daylight. Why? Because this Liberal government's soft-on-crime policies. Enough. We don't need summits, we need action, and we need a timeline. So when will they reverse these deadly policies?
The Honourable Parliamentary Secretary to Minister of Public Safety.
Mr. Speaker, it is not a partisan issue in dealing with violence against women in this country. Crimes like that are absolutely horrific. It's something that we are working hard on with not just the Minister of Public Safety, but across government to ensure that women across this country are not only safe, but are safe to report violence. As we know, oftentimes violence starts early with domestic violence and can escalate. One of the reasons we're also banning guns.
We're banning guns because guns bad.
Mr. Speaker, this
What a load of
became
crap.
is an issue the minute this fake feminist Prime Minister let women die.
Woo!
94 municipalities.
That's exactly right.
Declared domestic violence an epidemic. Violent crime is up almost 40%. Sexual assaults, 72%. Sex crimes against children, up 126%. You can bet this is partisan. It is their policies destroying the lives of Canadians, and Conservatives will stop the crime and make sure women are not murdered in front of elementary school, and the guy who did it is behind bars.
There you go, man. You cannot argue that. You cannot argue that.
The Honourable Parliamentary Secretary to the Minister for Public Safety.
Mr. Speaker, I'm glad to see the Conservatives fired up about taking the violence against women seriously. That is precisely why we have put in firearm legislation to deal with situations.
Oh, shut the hell up, bro.
Gender-based violence.
Women use firearms to protect themselves.
We are putting a national freeze on the sale of and purchase and transfers of handguns. Mr. Speaker, when it comes to violence against women, we are going to put in place every measure possible to keep women safe. Mr. Speaker, we are committed to this, and I'm glad to see the Conservatives passionate about protecting women.
Gaslighting cucks. What a load of crap, man.
Peterborough, Kawartha Lakes.
This Prime Minister is not worth the cost of the suffering he's causing. The Payne family operates Asphodel Sheet Company. They were recognized as Farm Family of the Year in Peterborough County. Now, the carbon tax is set to increase 23% on April 1st, and it is truly hurting them. The kids don't know what's going to happen to their family farm. So Katie, who's 15, Jolene, who's 13, and Lucy, who's 9, asked me to ask the Prime Minister this. Why is the Canadian government making it so difficult for the agriculture industry to do their job of feeding the country?
The Honourable Minister for the Environment and Climate Change.
Mr. Speaker, I would like to read a quote to you from Glenn White, who was the former Vice President of National Farmers Union. And I quote, "Farmers will be among the hardest hit if we don't act to slash greenhouse gas emissions and stabilize the climate. For this reason, to protect farmers, the NFU supports pollution pricing, Mr. Speaker. It is an important policy tool to reduce the harmful emission fueling the climate crisis and threatening farms and food supplies."
The Honourable Member from Bay of Quinte.
Mr. Speaker, we have devastating news today out of Bay of Quinte. Cascades, a company that has been operating a plant that's been in existence in Quinte West for 100 years, is closing its doors and axing 230 jobs because of high inflation and interest rates under 8 years of this Liberal NDP government. Now Canadians who already face high costs to eat and heat their homes have to worry about a paycheck, and people in Belleville, still reeling from a major overdose epidemic, now have to worry about unemployment. When will this government fix the budget, cut inflation, and cut interest rates so companies don't have to close and employees don't have to lose their jobs?
The Honourable Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of Finance.
Mr.
Speaker.
The important thing to every Canadian family is having a job. And every time someone is a disaster for that family. That's why we were so glad to see the strong job recovery across Canada.
Oh, they keep messing with her mic.
More jobs since before COVID. It's also why we have support in place, like early learning and childcare, like a social safety net that the Conservatives would cut.
Honourable Member from Bay of Quinte.
Speaker, that tone-deaf answer will give little to the residents of Quinte West who've just lost their jobs. Let's give a real reality.
Holy shit.
What's happening in Canada right now? Over the last 4 months, TD has slashed 3,000 jobs. Canadian Tire has slashed 3% of its workforce. Enbridge has slashed 650 jobs. Rona has slashed 300 jobs. Manulife slashed 250 jobs. After 8 years of this high-spending Liberal NDP government, the only job Canadians want to see slashed is that Prime Minister. When will this government...
Holy smokes, man.
And cut interest rates so Canadians can keep their job.
Wow. Drop some W's in the chat, folks. That was good. That was good.
Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of Finance.
Mr. Speaker, we will take no lessons from the Conservatives when it comes to supporting the most vulnerable among us. Since we have formed government, 2.3 million Canadians are out of poverty. Poverty in Canada was at 14.5% when the Conservatives left office. Today, it's down to 7.4%. We know there's a lot more work to do. That is why we are pointing out to Canadians that all the Conservatives want is to cut.
Yeah, cut the Liberals
will need the most.
out of their job, not like that. Thanks for watching the video to the very end. If you'd like to subscribe, I've made it very easy. You can do so by clicking right there. If you'd like to watch another House of Commons highlight clip, you can do so by clicking right there. And if you'd like to subscribe to my main channel, Mistersunshinebaby, where it's all Canadian political news, then you can do so by tapping up there. Subscribing is absolutely free. There's a button down below that says subscribe. If you'd like to join and become a member and financially contribute, you could do so as well. Thank you so much for watching this video.